We haven't had a good top 10 in a while, have we? Just to be clear, due to Dark Jedi being such an umbrella term for fallen Jedi or low dark side practitioners, I will be including both Sith Acolytes and Dark Side Adepts on this list, as they fall into that same basic group of not Jedi, but not quite Sith either. Also, just to be clear, this list is based off my own personal opinions on the characters, not their power nor their levels of popularity. With that said, let's get started. Throughout galactic history, the seemingly endless war between the Jedi and the Sith has repeatedly shook the foundations of the galaxy. However, alongside these two titans of power exists a subgroup devoted to neither the tenets of the light nor the total commitment to the dark. Often used as either assassins, infiltrators, or soldiers, Dark Jedi stand apart from all. Today we'll be counting down the top 10 Dark Jedi in galactic history. Number 10. Tavion Aximus. The former apprentice of DESANN, Tavion was a key figure in her master's plan to destroy the Jedi Temple on Yavin 4. After her humiliating defeat at the hands of Kal Katarn and the death of her master, Tavion went on to found the Disciples of Ragnos, a Sith cult with the goal of resurrecting the ancient Sith Lord Marco Ragnos. While she was ultimately defeated by the Jedi Knight Jaden Korr, Tavion's cunning and unwavering determination makes her a force to be reckoned with, not backing down even when she's fighting at a severe disadvantage. Number 9. Xanatos. The former apprentice of Qui-Gon Jinn, Xanatos fell to the dark side after the death of his father Cryon on Telos 4. Blaming Jinn for his father's death and vowing that he would make him pay, Xanatos became the enemy of Qui-Gon Jinn and his new apprentice Obi-Wan Kenobi for many years, conscripting the Jedi initiate Brook Chun to his cause, and even attempting to assassinate Grand Master Yoda. Xanatos' rampage was finally brought to an end on Telos, committing suicide and proclaiming himself Qui-Gon Jinn's greatest failure. With a unique backstory and mischievous intent, Xanatos is still used to this day as an example of the master-student relationship going horribly wrong. Number 8. Asajj Ventress. The servant of Count Dooku and the bloodlusting huntress of the Clone Wars, Asajj Ventress was one of the most important figures in the Clone Wars. Carrying nearly 24 Jedi kills under her belt, Ventress was one of the most notorious fighters of her day, engaging Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker on multiple occasions, and even clashing blades with Council Masters such as Kit Fisto, Plo Koon, and even Mace Windu. While a key figure in many stories, I personally put her low on the list. Mostly because while the events surrounding her are interesting, Ventress herself is a bit bland. With a very one-track personality, there just really isn't much to her. Number 7. HAAZEN. A failed Padawan of the Old Republic, HAAZEN helped organize the Jedi Covenant after the Great Sith Wars, alongside his former friend turned master Crinda Dre. Working from the shadows to influence the future as he saw fit, HAAZEN eventually revealed himself when the Padawan Zane Jerec was brought before him. Downing a number of Sith artifacts and imprisoning Crinda in stasis, HAAZEN made his bid for control of the Jedi Order, and almost succeeded if not for the intervention of Zane Jerec and his former master, Lucian Dre. HAAZEN was a true puppet master, fooling even the greatest seers of the Jedi Order into doing his bidding, and his intentions and design make him one of the most unique Sith acolytes to this day. Number 6. Volfe Karko. The galaxy's only Anzadi Dark Jedi and a legendary warrior, Volfe Karko was a true force to be reckoned with. Terrifying and manipulative, Volfe used his Jedi powers to steal the essence of beings, to sate his Anzadi hunger. With a strength in the Force only matched by the Jedi Council, Volfe was imprisoned on Kifex for many centuries, until he was eventually freed by the amnesia-ridden Aayla Secura. Taking Aayla as his dark apprentice, Volfe once again attempted to steal the essence of beings, but was eventually stopped by the young Jedi Knight Quinlan Vos. Dabbling in the arts of Sith sorcery and mind alteration, Volfe was a difficult enemy to combat, and his strength in the Force was rivaled by few. Shame we can't say the same for his dueling skills, can we? Number 5. SEDRISS. Considered to be Palpatine's greatest servant next to Darth Vader, SEDRISS was an Imperial executor and leader of the Darkside Adepts during Palpatine's return. A Darkside warrior through and through, SEDRISS desires nothing more than to serve his master and destroy his rival, Luke Skywalker. One of the most skilled swordsmen of his day, SEDRISS was one of the few beings in galactic history capable of standing up to Luke Skywalker in a lightsaber duel. In many ways, a personification of what Luke or Anakin could have become, SEDRISS ultimately meets his end in a force clash with the ancient Jedi Master Ood Banar on Ossus, managing to appear in only a few comic books and one audio drama before he bites the dust. While he was ultimately just another of Palpatine's pawns, SEDRISS was still a skilled warrior and a loyal follower of the dark side. Number 4. Sora Bulk. One of the head lightsaber instructors of the Jedi Order and one of Dooku's head bodyguards, Sora Bulk was considered by many to be one of the greatest lightsaber duelists of his day. Known for his help in the development of Vaapad, his attempt at creating a schism in the Jedi Order, and the assassination of the Jedi Master Oppo Rancisis, Bulk remained a dangerous threat, until being slain by Quinlan Vos near the war's climax. While his heavy immersion in the dark side caused him to revert to a sadistic animal, Sora Bulk was still a very interesting character, with his potential story opportunities being almost limitless, especially due to his close connection to many of the Order. It's just a shame this was never fully explored. Number 3. DESANN. Leader of the Empire Reborn movement and creator of the Shadow Troopers, DESANN was a former Jedi who believed the Order was too weak to make a difference in the galaxy. Falling to the dark side and leading an all-out attack on the Yavin 4 Temple, DESANN empowered his warriors using the Valley of the Jedi, which he learned after capturing the rebel pilot Jan Ors. Killing many Jedi and absorbing the power of a Force Nexus, DESANN was eventually stopped after a brutal lightsaber duel with Kal Katarn in the bowels of the Jedi Temple. Cold and calculating, brutal and devastating, DESANN had all the makings of a true warlord. And while his motivations were basic, he made up for it with his personality and commanding presence. Number 2. Joruus C'baoth. The mad clone of the Jedi Master of the same name, this Dark Jedi believes in the superiority of the Jedi over all other beings in the galaxy. Recruited by Grand Admiral Thrawn to use his battle meditation to turn the tide of the Empire's battles for control, C'baoth attempts to turn both Luke Skywalker and Leia Organa Solo to his cause. Confronting the Jedi Knight on Wayland, C'baoth is eventually killed by the Force-sensitive smuggler Mara Jade. Completely insane and immensely powerful, Joruus C'baoth believed that his status as a Jedi automatically gave him the right to rule over others, even going as far as to forcibly warp the minds of beings to do his bidding, and even making a clone of Luke Skywalker when the original refused to join him. With his personality ranging from cool and collected to loud and insane, Joruus C'baoth was as unpredictable and dangerous as they came, and like many on this list, cared only about furthering his own goals. Number 1. Jerec. Taking the top spot on our list is the former Jedi and Darkside Inquisitor of the Empire, the ambitious Jerec. Leader of the 7 Dark Jedi, Jerec's goal is to locate the ancient Valley of the Jedi and use its power to become the new Emperor. Murdering Morgan Katarn and the Jedi Master Q-Ron, Jerec was eventually killed after his connection to the Valley was severed by the then raw Jedi learner, Kal Katarn. Utilizing both his Jedi and Sith teachings, Jerec was a very unpredictable being. He was elegant and diplomatic, calm and calculating, and sadistic and bloodthirsty all rolled into one, utilizing both aspects of the Force flawlessly. Like Joruus C'baoth, Jerec's immense power puts him in a class all his own, beating out most of the other entries on this list, and even being comparable to many Sith Lords. Skilled and ambitious, whether in battle or debate, keeping one foot in the dark and the other in the light, Jerec was the textbook definition of a Dark Jedi Master. Honorable mentions include Ali Marar, Bach, Warb Null, Yoon, Saris, and Tol Score. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed that top 10. If there are any Dark Jedi that I left out, or if you would change the order of this list in any way, please feel free to share in the comments. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.